जय हिंद दोस्तों, दिस इज सुजीत भस्मे, ऑल इंडिया रैंक 69 CAPF 2020. I am here to discuss with you some of the important topics for paper 2. As you all know that exam is approaching and only 2 months have remained, so it is very important to do the right thing at right time. I hope that you all are revising various subjects like polity, history, geography, and giving equal importance to paper 2. Uh, what is important at this time is, are you giving equal justice to paper 2? Are you doing practice for 2 hours? Are you writing essays, reports, arguments? So this is important because paper 2 is very crucial and it will decide whether your name is in the list or not. So please do practice regularly, get checked from the peers. I will not take much of your time and I will directly jump to the main motto of this lecture or video. As you know that the significance of paper 2 and how the exam paper is set. If you analyze the previous year questions, then you will get that the topics which are asked in essay, arguments, or reports have current significance. Uh, they are in the discussion, they are in the news. So please have a look at some of the important topics. I have shortlisted some of the topics. These are 10 to 15 topics, so it is not much. So go through this. I will one by one. I will tell you the topics, and I will also attach the file, and it will certainly help you. So the first topic is boundary dispute in northeastern states of India is threat to internal security. Northeastern region is a very significant region in India, and you know that there are special provisions in the constitution too. Schedule 5 and 6 deals with scheduled areas and tribal areas. So this is the topic I shortlisted because it was in the news, the dispute between Assam, Meghalaya, Assam, Mizoram. In Assam, Mizoram dispute, 6 policemen were killed. So this topic was so much in the discussion, and you all know that the central forces have been deployed there so that it can act as a buffer between two state forces. So this is the significance of central armed police forces. These are neutrals and very professionals. So taking going to the topic, I want to suggest you that write an essay over this subject because there are external threats, like there is a chicken neck, and you know that various Maoist organizations are operating there. Various terrorist organizations are there. They get help from the external external agents. So go through this topic and write an essay over this. The next topic is religious bigotry and fanaticism is challenge to Indian constitution. Secularism is a very basic premises of constitution, and rising incidences of right like conditions, and the history of partition and subsequent events in the contemporary India gives you idea that there are some religious bigotry and fanaticism like condition in some of the state. So these are threat to the or challenge to the constitution. As you know that article 14, which is right to equality, constitution gives you your rights, your freedoms. So this topic is important. The next is promoting digital education is important after COVID-19 scenario. During COVID-19, schools were closed and digital education were imparted, but there was lack of educational infrastructure, lack of devices, and urban rural divide we have witnessed. So in future, if similar condition arises, then it will set back to entire education system, because large chunk of students remained from the uh, remained, or they do not get the educational facilities. So now to continue the tempo of digital education, it is important. So this topic is also important. Then next is challenges in front of India while celebrating Amrit Mahotsav. We are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Government has initiated various programs and schemes for that, and it is in the news for many days. So at least they can ask an essay, or they can ask you to write and report over Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So write an essay as well as report over this. Look, while writing essay, you should stick to some of the prescribed formats, like write quote or some report. Make a good start so that it can make impression, good impression. Then 2-3 lines of introduction, then main body and conclusion. The paragraph should not be more than 4 to 5 lines. Small paragraphs, neat and clean handwriting, then underlining keywords. These are very basic thing. Then avoid grammatical mistakes, proper punctuation, writing in good manner. Uh, so these are very basic rules of essay writing, and if you stick to these points, then certainly you will fetch very good marks. This is about essay. I will tell you the next important topics. uh, Uniform Civil Code, time has come to implement it. Article 44 has envisioned about Uniform Civil Code, and there is a discussion going on about implementing Uniform Civil Code. So write an essay over this topic, and it can also ask for argument writing, because many organization has opposed to Uniform Civil Code. So uh, what are the points in the favor of UCC, and what are the points in the against of UCC? So you should know both the sides, so that if they ask for argument writing, then you will be able to write it. Then next is section 124A, colonial legacy must be erased. So the sedition case, this is under judicial scrutiny, and the government has assured the honorable court that it will review the section 124A, and there is much discussion on this also. So it has a current significance. So write an essay on this topic. Then next is bringing domicile clause in private sector can further cause regionalism and shock to foreign investment. Haryana government has brought law to give 75% reservation to the son of soil. So how it can impact the foreign investment as well as private sector, it is very important, because you know that Gurugram is a very important hub in this country. Similarly, many states has brought some laws. So whether it can cause regionalism, or it will be helpful, how it will be helpful, what are arguments, counter arguments. So it is important. So write an essay over this. Then next is census is important for making modern India. 2021 was the year for taking census, but due to COVID and issues, the process was delayed. But census is a very important phenomena, or very important government program. It gives statics, and now I think this topic is also important. Then entry of new states to group like NATO threatened world peace. Currently, Russia-Ukraine war is going on. It is alleged from Russia that the Ukraine wants to join NATO, and it can threaten their security. It can destabilize the region. So Russia waged war against Ukraine. So this topic can be asked for argument writing or essay writing, because now Sweden, Finland, are also willing to join the NATO, though Turkey opposed it. But if such moves came into practice, then what happened? Or if the dream realized, then what happened, and what will be Russia's strategy, or how it will impact the world geopolitics? So this topic is important. Then it's right time to abrogate UPSPA. UPSPA has been discussion since many years. Various committees were also set up for the recommendation on UPSPA, like BPG-1 Reddy committee was there, second ARC, then Santosh Hegde committee also recommended for abrogation of UPSPA, and on the eve of 75th year of independence, the government is willing to withdraw UPSPA. Argument writing as well as essay can be asked over this topic. Then UNSC, a toothless tiger. It is also in the context of Russia-Ukraine war. So write an essay over this topic too. The next topic is China's border law may fuel tension with neighboring states. China has brought new border law, which is about securing her border, and which is very threat to the sovereignty of India. So, what are the implications, and how it will shape the Chinese policy, and how it will shape the India-China relationship? It is important in this context. So this topic is also important. Then next is raising legal age of marriage for women will make way for empowerment. Then next topic is caste census can revamp reservation policy. Many states has asked for caste census and caste related data from center, and it is in discussion. What is the significance of caste census and how it is important? Essay can be asked over this too. Then impact of Russia-Ukraine war on world economy. Rising fuel prices or wheat export, how it is impacted due to Russia-Ukraine war, how supply chain has been impacted. It is important to see in this context. So this topic is also important. Then credit policy of China is threat to underdeveloped countries. You know that currently the economic situation of Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal. So how Chinese economic policies are impacting the economics of these countries, and how the debt trap diplomacy is hampering. I think in previous years too, the similar lines question was asked. So I framed this question. There are some topics for argument writing as well as for report writing. So I will share these topics with you. For report writing, you have to write it in prescribed format, like the name of the correspondent, the date, the place, then the main body, then the sources from where you have taken the information, like some websites or some reports like Niti Aayog, World Bank, therefore writing it in prescribed format is very important. And you have to write 2 reports. So if you read the news carefully, or if you read the particular news, then you will get that how it is written, what care they have taken, and how the punctuation is. Consider all these factors and write report. So on the lines of previous year's question, I framed some of the important topics like Operation Ganga, as once the Operation Rahat was asked. So Operation Ganga is important. Then Vande Bharat mission was also organized to take back Indians. So these 2 topics are important. Then third is, as already I already told, that Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Then third is Ayushman Bharat scheme. So Ayushman Bharat scheme was in discussion. So it is important to write and report over this. Then next topic is Cheetah reintroduction project. Then other is One Sun, One World, One Grid. Uh, One Sun, One World, One Grid is important because in COP26, India and UK announced One World, One Sun, and One Grid. It is about transporting solar energy, and COP26 is also important in similar lines. These are some of the topics for report writing. Then for argument writings, there are some of the topics like Permanent Commission for Women Officers. As Center assured Supreme Court that it will bring reform and give permanent commission status to women officers. So argument can be asked over this. Then another topic for argument writing is Monetary Policy Committee failed to limit rising inflation in India. So as you know, what is inflation, what is CPI index, and how monetary policy works. So this topic is also important. Then next is banning cryptocurrency can isolate Indian financial system. As in the budgetary session, digital rupee was also brought. So how banning cryptocurrency will impact? So in argument writing, you have to first write the introduction, then you have to write for and against viewpoints, and then conclusion. In conclusion, you can present your opinion over this. You should be crystal clear about your viewpoint. You should have 4 to 5 points for against view. Means suppose there is I already told that topic, Permanent Commission for Women Officers. Yes, it is a very progressive steps, and you can write many points in for view. But in against, if you write I think traditional viewpoint like physiological conditions, then mental stress, then pregnancy like conditions, then absence due to these conditions. So here you will be able to write at least 4 to 5 points which are against, because you will be able to write very good points in the for viewpoint, but you should also write some of the crucial points in against viewpoints. So for argument writing, you should know both the viewpoints, and you should have at least 4 to 5 points. Okay. Then next topic is, as we discussed, APSPA should be abrogated because it is in the discussion. Then possession of nuclear weapons can ensure peace. As Ukraine earlier had nuclear weapons, and now Ukraine do not have nuclear weapons, so nuclear weapon can act as a deterrent. It can prevent war. So there are other views too. So this issue is in the discussion. Then criminalization of marital rape, as this issue is also in the judicial scrutiny. So this issue is also important. Then next topic is religious attire should be avoided in educational institutions. There was controversy in Karnataka. So what is the importance of religious attires, or what is the secular status of educational institutes, and what is important, what is about Article 21A, and whether rules are important than game itself, or taking or considering the secular nature of educational institute, what should be done. So you should have both the viewpoints here too, so that you will be able to write 4 or 5 points for viewpoint and 4 or 5 points for against viewpoints. Then next is promotion of Hindi language as a national language. Promotion of Hindi as a national language. So it was also in the discussion. So I think these topics are enough so that you can write or practice essays, argument writing, and report writing. You know that this section has a good weightage in paper 2, like essay carries 80 marks, Argument writing carries 40 marks and report writing carry 30 marks. So if you do well or if you regularly practice these topics, then it will be certainly helpful to you. The next is about grammar section. Grammar section plays a very crucial role, as you know that there is no subjectivity. If you do well in grammar section, you can fetch full marks. uh, then comprehension is easy. You don't have to do much work for that. uh, so please pay attention to the paper 2. Many students generally what they do, they give full attention to the paper 1. They revise the subjects multiple times. I know that this is important, but paper 2 is also crucial. So do not ignore paper 2. This is advice based on personal experience, and it will not waste your year if you do well in paper 2, and you will be certainly in the list. I think this is enough for today's session, and I hope you will practice the topics given to you, and all the best. I wish you all the best to all of you. uh, Goodbye.